So, welcome to Karen Coltrane. Thank you for
Thank,
coming.
thank you. Glad to be here.
So, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and your background?
Okay. Well, I am the president of the Leadership Center for Excellence based here in Arlington, Virginia. But I have been in nonprofit management for at least 30 years. Do we have to say 30? Can we say a lot of years?
So, why don't you tell us a little bit about your experiences before you got to the Leadership Center?
Sure. I actually started out life as a banker. I had worked my way through college at a theme park, and I thought banker's hours, that's what I'm going to do when I get a real job. And the first day I was there, I knew this isn't for me. Happily, I figured out that nonprofits might be where I ought to be. I needed a mission that I could respond to. I'm not the kind of person who's going to do service delivery, and I don't mind asking for money. So I thought, I'll ask for money and help the people that do the service delivery in nonprofit. So I kind of knew that was my role from the beginning, and went back to my college where I went to school and went on the development staff. So I was fortunate to learn fundraising from a university that does it very, very well. So that was the best foundation for me. And since then, I have worked in trade associations, hospitals, and museums. So I spent 15 years running museums, specifically children's museums. So how does that get you to a leadership center, right? I've been a graduate of a couple leadership programs, and I didn't think they talked enough about leadership. So I ended up getting a master's degree late in life in leadership, and then this opportunity was at the Leadership Center, and I thought that's a great pivot for me at this point. So that's how I end up here.
So, tell us about the Leadership Center and the organization's mission, vision, and values.
The Leadership Center is about increasing our community's leadership capacity, which I can really respond to because working cross-sector with government leaders, for-profit, nonprofit, I have been doing that as a nonprofit CEO for years. So this kind of really resonated with me, and the center's mission is to, no matter what leadership role someone's in, the center is there to help them be better at that. And so if we can increase the whole community's leadership capacity, then we make our community a better place. So understanding leadership, networking, meeting cross-sector, putting people in the room that wouldn't naturally be in the room together, having them go through a unique learning experience, having them bond, be able to make connections and make things happen in the community that might not happen otherwise. That's what we're all about, and that's what the Leadership Center does.
Part of it's convening, part of it's training, and part of it's just being out in the community to make a difference.
That's exactly right.
So, tell us a little bit about some of the programs the Leadership Center is running in terms of the leadership programs.
Well, we have what is affectionately referred to as a signature program. You're a graduate of that.
I am indeed.
Leadership Arlington is kind of how our program started, but it has grown so much from that, which I think speaks to this community that they wanted their leadership program to grow and evolve. So we still have Leadership Arlington, which has been going strong for I think we're in the 22nd year class of that, and that's ongoing. Then we have a young professional program that really works on the skill building side of that, and new this year we've integrated it with Volunteer Arlington, which is another piece that we operate out of the Leadership Center through a contract with Arlington County. So we have integrated those two programs. So the young professionals this now going forward actually are working in our nonprofit community on projects as part of their development. So they're learning leadership skills to get stronger at work, and they're practicing those skills in teamwork to benefit area nonprofits. So it's a nice balance there. We have a high school program that I'm very excited about coming out of the Children's Museum world, a youth development for Arlington high school students, rising juniors and seniors who want to get their first taste of leadership and what that's like before they head off to college. So they have that program in the summer, and it actually extends throughout the year with mentorship by graduates of Leadership Arlington. So we like making those connections and giving high school students a real opportunity to experience leadership at a high level in their community. Then most recently, we have piloted and are standing up the region's only leadership program devoted to issues of diversity and inclusion. So we have a world-class facilitator for that program who is really wonderful at inviting everyone to the table to discuss issues of diversity. Specifically, we look at every dimension of diversity in that program and really hope that we give leaders the skills to help make a more inclusive organization and thereby a more inclusive community. And we really perceive that as the leadership challenge, quite frankly, of our time. And so we wanted to be there and support leaders as they're trying to figure out, how do I make my organization more inclusive? How do I get better outcomes as a result of tapping in and leveraging the diversity that is in our community?
So how was it that you chose the diversity issue as being the focal point moving forward for the organization?
I actually was a graduate of this program, and the same curriculum is run out of Furman University. And when I was in South Carolina, I was a participant in this program. And when I came up here and started to kind of survey what was going on in the greater DC region, I was really surprised that there wasn't something like this already. So it's personally gratifying to bring an experience that was really transformational for me up to this region so that it can be transformational for other people. But it seems to be a gap that I think we're filling with it. That there are unconscious bias programs. There's a lot of programming in this space, but there isn't anything that is specifically geared for leaders cross-sector. And I think that's really important, because if you're sitting and having this experience with people in your own, or having these discussions with people in your own organization, it's important to do. I would never say it's not important to do, but there's something very rich about being in the room with people that have a completely different background, see the world differently than you do, because I just had a graduate of the program tell me the other day that they got as much, if not more, out of it from the people that they were sitting around the table with than even the curriculum and programmatically.